Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and I'm here to do the Spring Has Sprung book tag. I was originally tagged to do this by Jean over at Jean's Bookish Thoughts last year and didn't get to it when it would be seasonally appropriate, so I had to wait for spring to come back around. This tag is original to the Naughty Librarian, so I will link both of them down below. I haven't actually looked at this tag since last year, so I'm going to have to come up with all of these answers on the fly, and I'm also going to be reading the questions off my phone. Question number 1 is flowers. All the flowers we remember are blooming again. Pick a book that's a fresh retake on a retelling. Okay, I love retellings. I think that I remember that Jean talked about Ash by Melinda Lowe, which is a Cinderella retelling that is queer and I really liked, so I won't use that as my answer. So instead, I will just flat out talk about the Once Upon a Con series, which starts with Geekerella, and then we have The Princess and the Fangirl, and then we have Bookish and the Beast is coming out this year. This is a very fun series of fairy tale retellings that are all set at cons. I love going to cons, especially bookish cons. As you all probably know, Booknet Fest is my favorite thing in the world. And then I've also been to a lot of Geek Girl cons and VidCons, and I just really love people going to places to celebrate the things that they love. So obviously have a fairy tale retelling in that type of setting is just right up my alley. The second prompt is Cadbury Mini Eggs, obviously the superior springtime candy of choice. Pick a book that you consider to be a sweet treat. Ooh, it depends on what you mean by sweet. I think by this I'm going to consider it kind of like it gave you like the warm ooey gooey feeling that you might have from a Cadbury Mini Egg, because obviously the Cadbury Mini Eggs are better than the ones with the goop inside, because those are just weird. I think for this one I'm going to go with The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. This one is kind of a warm, gooey romance that's kind of cute and flirty and fun and right up the vein for something sweet. The third prompt is Allergies. Seasonal allergies often make your eyes water. Relatable. Pick a book that made you cry. Ooh, okay. Let's go. I mean, there's lots of books that make me cry, but which one is going to come up the top of my head? How about we talk about one I haven't mentioned in a little while, which is Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crawley. This book is very much about grief and having your heart broken, both in like a losing somebody way and just losing somebody from your life sort of way. Rachel and Henry are best friends, and Rachel has to move away with her family, and the night she does that, she leaves a note for Henry about her feelings for him, and he never responds to it, so they just kind of stop talking to each other. And then years later she finds herself moving back. She's got a very big secret about what's happened in her life since she moved back, but she's not really willing to tell anyone about it, and she ends up working in Henry's family's bookstore. So I obviously love this because I love me a bookish book, but it's about grief and it's about love and it's really beautiful, and these topics are really discussed from a few different angles, and that's why I really love this book and why it made me cry. Our fifth prompt is Spring Break. It's the perfect time for an adventure. Pick a book involving a road trip. Now this isn't the most fun road trip that there ever was, but what was the name of the book? I'm going to mess it up. I believe it's A Body and a Heart and a World. Something happens to our protagonist while she's just trying to get some fast food one day that sets her off, and she just starts running, and then she decides she's not going to stop until she gets to Washington, DC. The thing is, she started out in Seattle, so that's quite a ways. Obviously throughout this book more is revealed about her past. She actually has her grandfather following her on this journey in his RV, so she has a place to sleep each night. She has people back home creating a GoFundMe so she can actually feed herself while she's on this trip. And this one also would have been perfect for the previous answer because it definitely made me cry as well. Number 6 is Mating Season. Oh, okay then. It's that time of year in the animal kingdom to make some babies. Pick a book with some smutty details. Okay. I was like, where are we going with this? Alright. I mean, I've been known to read some books with some smut from time to time. I don't really tend to read hardcore erotica, but I will read like romance that has sex on the page, that type of thing. I guess the smuttiest book of recent reading I could talk about is A Lesson in Thorns. This one involves a group of 6 friends who all kind of like each other, and take that as you will. I just suggest not continuing the series after that because the second book is trash. Number 7 is Rainbows. I just feel like spring is made of freaking rainbows. Pick a book featuring an LGBT+ character or characters. Preferably characters, because you know there's not just one. I mean, obviously there's a whole host of books that I could pick. I have a whole A to Z of Queer Lit playlist that I'm gonna link down below that has a lot of options, but just for ease, I'm going to point out my babies. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. It was my favorite book of last year. How could I not point it out? I feel like you must know what it's about. If you don't know what it's about, it's a hate-to-love romance between the first son of the United States and a Prince of Wales. Need I say more? Number 8 is Spring Awakening. This is one of my all-time favorite musicals, even though it's filled with completely dysfunctional characters. It is that. I did see a live production of this once while I was living in Wales, and it was great. Pick a book that's also filled with completely dysfunctional characters. Okay. For this one, I'm going to go with one that you probably can't just jump right into without context, because it's the third in a series, and also there's a whole podcast of backstory, but I'm going to go with The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your Home. This is about the titular character, the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home, who lives in everyone's home in Night Vale, and it is her backstory. I read this last month. I was predisposed to love it because I love the Night Vale universe, and I was surprised to see this Night Vale universe book that is set mostly not in Night Vale. And almost all of the characters in this book are completely messed up. Number 9 is In Like a Lion, Out Like a Lamb. Pick a book series that didn't get better as it progressed. Ooh. Tea. This one's gonna be hard for me because I tend to read the first in a series and then forget to read the rest of the series. Unless it's something I absolutely love, in which case it won't answer this question. Ooh! I have an answer. I hate Fairyland. I loved the first 3 volumes of this graphic novel series, and the 4th volume can just die in a fire. And number 10 is Fun in the Sun, Tag Some Friends. I'm going to tag some people down below, so check below to see if you are tagged. Have you read any of these books, and if so, do you agree with my assessment of them? Let me know about it down in the comments below. Also, this month I am putting out 34 videos in April, so if you're watching this in real time, hello, please watch that project. The playlist is also linked down below. If you don't really have anything to say but want to let me know that you were here, please leave an emoji or a smiley face with your keyboard if you're on your computer down below, just so I know that you were here. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye!